Quite an ominous look into the city of Big Spring. A lot of fog out there. It is quite dense, as pretty much all the patchy fog is up along into the I-20 corridor. If you're heading from Big Spring to Abilene, give yourself a little bit of extra time on the road, but this fog should be able to slowly lift up as those temperatures begin to warm as we head around 9 to 10 a.m. And with that warming trend looks to continue, especially into Christmas week, but we do have a couple cool fronts in between to kind of mitigate that just a little bit. So right now, a little bit of a kind of a haze, even some kind of small dense spots into along the I-10 corridor. Pretty much I-20 is the hot spot where we are seeing a lot of that dense fog, especially upwards towards Snyder, 0 mile visibility on that reading. So just give yourself a little bit of extra time on the road. If you have that commute, use your fog lights and just drive slow. There's no reason to try to rush it out there this one. Again, just give yourself a little bit of extra time. Currently at Big Spring though, you are at 37 degrees, 35 also in Snyder, a little too close to that freezing point, so just be mindful of that. Give yourself a little bit of extra time to warm up that car as well. But some more warmer conditions, especially where the humid air is settling at, with 57 in Junction and Brady, but 32 in Midland and 33 in Odessa, where we do have a bit of a cool front boundary over our vicinity, but it's going to dissipate rather quickly as we go throughout much of the day as that southerly flow will return. But we are tracking another system off into the Pacific Northwest, giving a handful of snow showers as well as some precipitation. Going to be a wind back as well, with some breezy winds up into the north of us, in which we will see some of those breezier winds as the cold front approaches as we head into Thursday, but not going to be as breezy as it is going to be further north. But with this, we'll be able to tap into some slightly cooler air with some 60s, with all of the precipitation remaining well off into the east of us. So keep that in mind if you are having any travel plans for the holiday season. All the rain will remain off into the east. We're going to stay rather dry and a little breezy here across into the Premier Basin, Big Country, Country Valley. Here's that timeline of that front. I think it will reach most of the region by around the late morning into the early afternoon, pushing down into the Big Bend region by the time after sunset. And the breezier conditions look to rather stay mostly into the Big Country, Country Valley, with those higher gusts between around 35 to maybe even 45 miles per hour. I think that's on the highest end, where those winds tend to taper off, especially the further west that you go, especially for our friends out into southeastern Mexico, where some of us in the basin could see those gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour. So just be mindful, there could be some patchy dust for the commute tomorrow as that cold front does approach. But with that cooler air settling in with 60s for daytime highs, we'll be able to get back into the 30s heading into Friday morning. I think it will be similar to what some of us are seeing this morning, but a bit more widespread, with a bit more of those low to middle 30s and even some 40s for our southern counties. But the cold fronts doesn't stop there. We do have another one that we will be tracking, but we'll wake up on some breezier conditions as we head into Friday and Saturday with some southerly and westerly winds. That means some blowing dust could be a concern as we head into our Saturday, but we'll be into the 80s. We will warm up quite significantly as this cold front will be able to come in and bring some slightly cooler air, but I think this one looks to be a little bit weaker than the one we are getting tomorrow. I think a lot more of us will see a bit more in the way of some 70s, but warmer temperatures look to return rather quickly as we head into the week of Christmas, in which kind of the current thinking with it, we might be able to pick up on a light breeze on Christmas Eve with kind of a mix of sun and clouds, with mostly the partly sunny conditions on the day of Christmas. And we're talking 70s and 80s. That is nearly 20 to 30 degrees above for where we should be for this time of year. But otherwise though, out the door right now, still some patchy fog out there. We'll warm up as we go on throughout much of the day, with highs into the low to middle 70s and upper 60s across into the Premier Basin and Big Country, Country Valley. Working in throughout the next 7 days, we're going to warm up heading into Friday and Saturday with those breezier conditions, with the cool front heading into Sunday, rebounding back into some middle to upper 70s heading into the week of Christmas.